Hey guys, Joshua Davey here again. I wanted to come on tonight to talk about 2022 because I'm racking my brain trying to figure out what is going to happen. Because I believe something big is going to happen. All the signs are pointing to a big event. Now, you could say that the pandemic is one of them, but it ain't big enough. I understand what the elite are trying to do. I understand what they're trying to do with the Great Reset. And they're trying to implement quite a few things. They want to implement a new money system. They want to change the superpower system. They have to abolish them, actually. And they want total control. Now, in order to do something like that, they have to basically get the groundwork done first. And I believe that's what this pandemic is about. I believe, well, I can't really go into that right now or I'll get a strike. But you know what they're doing with everybody. I believe that that is a base that they have to do for the technology that they're going to release. But right now, we're living in times what the Bible calls wars and rumors of wars. And everything that we can see happening right now is basically setting up a World War III. You know, since 1945, we've been living in a peaceful world. And I know that sounds shocking to you because you say, how do you say it's a peaceful world? Well, the last World War was 1945, and we haven't had a significant superpower against a superpower go head to head. So yes, we've had proxy wars. Yes, we've had other wars and tragedies throughout the world in various areas. But there hasn't been a major global war. And it's been a long time. But things have been brewing, especially the last decade. And now, since Brandon has been in, he's basically taken out the trust of the USA, where they were the cops of the world, so to say, the big brother who could help out certain nations, you know, head of the UN, all that kind of thing. But I believe those days are over. We have Russia trying to invade Ukraine, right? And Biden's saying, okay, no, Russia, don't do that. We have China trying to invade Taiwan, and we got Brandon saying, no, China, don't do that. These guys are laughing at the U.S. As a matter of fact, the world is laughing at the U.S. It's ridiculous. Like, it's a total joke. I think he went down to 22% or something like that of people who want him to run in 2024. I mean, that's crazy. You know what I mean? For one, the USA is totally outgunned when it comes to decent weaponry. Their U.S. Army is depleted compared to Russia, compared to China. I mean, yeah, they got the UN, but the way things are going right now with alliances, nobody can be trusted. Now, it's evident that Taiwan is going to get invaded by China. And it's evident that Ukraine is going to go get invaded by Russia. I think it's a very strategic way of doing things that's going to set up China and set up Russia to where they need to be. Now, Brandon's saying no to both of them. Well, sorry about your luck, Brandon, but you don't have a say anymore. You're the guy that sleeps at the wheel, you know? So, I think, I don't know this, but I think that they're going to do it at the same time. Because if China invades Taiwan, right, at the same time Russia invading Ukraine, that's too much for Mr. Brandon to handle. You know, it's way too much. And they're able to do what they want. Yes, Japan is saying, I'll stand up. You know, Ukraine is saying, I'll stand up. But ultimately, Russia's army is, you know, way too powerful. China's army is way too powerful for Taiwan. You know, it'll be a battle, but it won't be a very long battle. But the reason why I'm talking those, because those are two significant events. Those are two powers, big powers, China and Russia, who are going to be doing their separate own things. Now, the USA doesn't have a say anymore. And now their poll numbers, his poll numbers are all going to go down again. I believe the goal ultimately is to take care of the USA, get them out of the game. USA still has the dollar, and that's one thing that the elite want to get rid of is the money system. And I just truly believe that the world has been boiling for way too long. Putting Christianity aside for a second and thinking like just a normal person in the world. It's been boiling to a point where I actually would have thought it would have happened already. But we're at this point now where the talks aren't working with Iran. Israel's ready to strike. China's ready to invade. Russia's ready to invade. Ezekiel 38's ready to happen. There's so many things. And if that ain't screaming wars and rumors of wars, I don't know what will. But what I'm getting at is to bring in the Antichrist, to bring in their Great Reset, to bring in everything that's involved with the Great Reset. The world must fall. The world must fall in a significant way, taking out the money system, taking out the superpowers, right? I think there's something up the sleeve of at least the American or the Western world to fall, because the Antichrist has to rise up and say, hey, hold on here, world. I'll take care of the pandemic. I'll take care of peace and safety when they're screaming peace and safety. I'll take care of the one world religion because he's going to claim himself as God. I'll take care of everything. I just want you guys to follow me. Give me your allegiance. And in order to do that, put the mark on your hand or your forehead. Okay? And I'll take care of everything. As a matter of fact, I'll take care of absolutely everything. You won't own anything, but I'll give you everything. And since, half the population has kind of gone with war, famine, pestilence, it makes things a lot easier now. There's more things available for everybody because you can have your own house. It won't be yours, but we'll let you rent it. You just have to take the mark. I believe these things are so close that, you can't just take it out of thin air and say, okay, here you go. This is what we're going to do now. The people of the world will not stand for it. In a perfect world, in their eyes, they would love to have that happen. Say, hey guys, let's all come together and let's do this plan, right? Let's bring in this utopia world and climate change and everything, and we're going to take care of the world and everyone, just give me your houses and I'll just, give you certain little rooms and you can live there and you'll drive electric cars. No one's going to do it. There's going to be a small percentage of the world who's going to say, okay, if they were going to go that route. But if something huge happened where our systems, I'm talking about the money systems, the way we live, everything has been destroyed, then people standing, which is still going to be a lot of people, are going to say, okay, we need a leader here because we're failing over here with this leader. This leader's crazy. This leader's corrupt. And we're not ever getting anywhere. We've been living here for thousands of years, and even in modern times for decade after decade of corrupt leaders that we put up. Our systems are failing. So we want peace, and we want someone to lead this world because we're sick of living like this. That's what the world as a whole is going to think. Okay? That's when they're going to say, we need somebody. That's when someone's going to rise and say, I'm here for you. It brings me to a couple different things here. The seals, for one. I'm going to read the first seal for you guys here. Okay? Now I saw when the Lamb opened one of the seals, and I heard one of the four living creatures saying with a voice like thunder, come and see. And I looked, and behold, a white horse. He who sat on it had a bow, and a crown was given to him, and he went out conquering and to conquer. That crown was given to him. That is the 10 kings giving him, the Antichrist, the power. And he goes out to conquer. But he doesn't conquer militarily. He conquers with peace. He has a bow here, but he's got no arrows. So he is conquering and telling everybody, look, I'm going to take over the world here. I need your allegiance. And in turn, I'll give you a peace. But it's going to be a false peace. Right? So that coincides with the things that are happening today. Building up that, we don't see an Antichrist right now. But the things that are happening are building up to it. Because you can't just take it out of thin air, right? You can't just take it and change your mind right away. There's got to be certain things that are happening, like a pandemic, who's going to make people already fear and already scared, right? And able to give their allegiance to people and realize already for the last couple of years at least that the world is already changing and it's going into a direction that we cannot change. So we already have that mindset. Never mind the thing that, everybody's taken, right? So, and then I'm going to read the second one here for you, because this is when things get really serious. When he opened the second seal, I heard the second living creature saying, come and see. Another horse, fiery red, went out, and it was granted to the one who sat on it to take peace from the earth, and that people should kill one another, and there was given to him a great sword. Okay? So there's going to be, the Antichrist going out and conquering. And then peace is taken from the world. Okay? Now, peace can't be taken from the world and people are going to kill each other. I mean, they already kind of are, but not at the extent this is talking about. I believe that we are the restrainer as Christians. We're going to be out of here because we would be able to restrain this kind of mess. But I believe we're raptured, and that's when this world is turning into the tribulation. Not the second seal, I believe the first seal. But still, the second seal brings in lots of wars. But what I'm trying to say is, you can't grab things off the shelf and change the whole world's mind and say, we need to go into this side. It's got to come out of the ashes. You know what I'm saying? So when we're looking at the things that are happening today, and every angle that we look, Iran's just about there. They've been saying weeks now, forever, that they're going to have this nuclear bomb. Israel knows a lot more than the normal person does, and they're already ramping up. They're ramping up their military like crazy, okay? And they're going to do something with Iran. But now they're talking with Russia, and Russia is a big player in the Middle East, if not the biggest, right? And we know that Russia is going to go against Israel in Ezekiel 38 and 39. So these things are already getting set up. Then we want to talk about the one world religion too, with the Abrahamic house. That's all getting set up. I'm not sure if the Pope is dying or what's going on there. It was a rumor yesterday. I haven't seen too much about it, but it makes sense that the religious leader dies. But I think there's going to be a stall. I think there's going to be a time in between, because I think that next leader is not going to be the Pope. I believe the next leader might be the Antichrist. Might. But there's also going to be a false prophet. So something to come there. And these are my thoughts. But you know what? I sat down here tonight and I'm just seeing everything from all these different angles. And I just had to sit down with the Lord and ask him, what is happening here in this world? Where is the next step? And I've been telling my wife, and I've been telling you guys, 2022 is going to be nasty. One of the biggest things we have to be looking at is the midterm elections. The way things are going for the Democrats are not good. Not good at all. If they're going to win, they're going to do something to win. And it's not getting the votes of the American people. So they can't do the same thing they did last time, because there'll be an automatic riot unless that's what they want. So I'm not sure. I actually even had a thought in my head that they're going to let the Republicans win because they know they can't do anything. And Republicans will be in on it. Who knows? I don't know. Right? But I'm not trusting any government at all. Both sides, never. Because you know what? When you put your trust in man, this is what we get. I put my trust in God and God alone. But anyways, These things are happening everywhere on every angle, and we're at a boiling point right now. And it's not going to last much longer. And I believe that they're going to do it at the same time. I think everything's going to happen at the same time. I believe China's going to be hitting Taiwan. I believe Russia's going to be hitting Ukraine. I believe the United States is going to back out. I believe the UN is going to be big. I think I believe the UN, the United Nations, is going to be turned into a global force, a global military force, which it kind of already is, but for the Antichrist. I believe that Israel and Iran are going to go at it pretty soon here. And I believe it's going to be something that's going to totally explode basically all of our systems, our money system, our food supply systems. I believe there might even be something that happens on American soil. Not kind of like that, but just disruptions for everything. Supply chains throughout globally, huge disruptions. Ships won't be able to go anywhere when there's wars happening and playing. You know what I mean? I would say you can call it a World War III. I think it's going to be the world's last war the world's last war when it comes to the worldly people. Not the last war. We know that there's going to be Armageddon and all that, but that's, God's included into that, But anyways, you might not call it World War III or whatever. You might call it separate wars or whatever. But I really, truly believe it's going to be the big thing that's going to really affect the globe, and to take our fear that is now, not my fear. I'm not scared, and I hope you're not either. But unbelievers will be, if they're not already, from what's happening with this pandemic. But it's going to grow, and they're going to give their allegiance, and they're going to be screaming for somebody. That's why this Antichrist is going to be loved by people, because they're going to be begging for something different, some different way to live. After everything's in ashes, they're going to be begging. I just wanted to come on and talk to you guys about that, because I see things that are going to be serious. I do believe we should be doing a little bit of prep. I don't know exactly when the rapture is going to happen. I do believe it's soon. And I do believe, we're running out of time. And I do believe that we should be in prayer, as much as we can on a daily basis, talking to the Lord and asking Him to help put His hand over you and your families, just to see, to get some protection before the rapture happens. Because we're living in times right now that you don't know, whatever, think of this. Okay, so say CNN, the most untrustworthy network in the world. I think more than any other network in the whole entire world. I do believe that. They're telling you certain things that, okay, Biden went and had a phone call with Putin. Do you think they're going to tell you the honest truth? No, they have propaganda, and they want you to only know their propaganda. The elite people of this world have a plan. As a matter of fact, they're mostly friends, and they're like, okay, let's do this now and deceive the world so that we can go do this, right? That's how it truly is. We've been so far into this corruption. It's been decade after decade after decade. We put these people in power and we're like, oh, he's going to do so good. Even Trump, even Trump. I actually had this idea in my head that just kind of sprung up, thinking that Trump is going to win in 2024, but he's going to be for the wrong side. What better person? Everyone knows Trump. He had 4 years of success. And then Biden comes in and bails everything. Well, who do the people want again? Trump, right? Could just be a whole big sham. Who knows? Right? That's why you don't put your trust in man. I don't know if that's, something that's going to happen, but it was an idea that I had, right? And it's not biblical, nothing like that. But, I think outside the box in areas because these people cannot be trusted. But anyways, I just wanted to put that on your mind. I do believe that 2022 is going to be nasty. I do believe when it starts getting a little nicer in late spring, that things are going to really kick off. I do believe they're going to use this Omicron for lockdowns, if not mail-in ballots and all that kind of thing, if they're really trying to win that election. You got to understand something. What are the Democrats going to do if they lose the House and the Senate? that's what it's looking like. Everything that they planned on doing, if they don't get all those bills they want done before that, are just gone in the wind. You know? Do you think they're going to let that happen? No, 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 no. They fought too much. They cheated way too much to get to where they need to be. And they already have bigger plans than America. It's not about America anymore. You know, partially is. But it's about the globe and the elite's plan. They're not going to let someone come in there and ruin that. So how are they going to stop them? I believe I believe that maybe there might not even be an election, because I believe that something big is going to happen beforehand. It's going to really stop everything right in its tracks and make us have a whole new world. That's just my thoughts, guys. But hey, that's just me. Anyways, I want you guys to take care, stay safe, and God bless you. All right, talk to you later. Bye for now.